Shivam Limay, and that's Anshika with me. Both of
Hello.
us are currently studying in IIM Bangalore in the EPGP cohort 25-26. We thought of doing this video series to, tell people about our thought process getting into MBA and what we think about MBA. Because we've been getting a lot of messages on LinkedIn, etc., etc. What are your thoughts, Anshika?
Yeah, I think this is a great platform for the upcoming aspiring MBA grads, you guys on the other side. And we'd like to really share all the insights, right, from why we decided to do this, how is the feeling here, how we're enjoying it. Obviously, there's just a lot of hectic schedules, how we're dealing with that, and how should you expect MBA to be from the other side. So we were going to like try to address as many points as possible.
Superb. So let's jump right in. Since I'm the organized kind of person that I am, I think first question, Anshika, what were you doing before MBA?
Okay, so I have about an 8.5 years experience. I'm a NIFT grad, and then I kind of shifted gears from uh, factory management to product development to like that was my decathlon days. Then after 4 years I moved to Mintra, where I was in the category team. I was leading businesses, business planning, revenue planning, etc. And then I moved to CureFit, where I was leading growth and strategy and market for them, the entire verticals. And then I moved to Aditya Birla. So Aditya Birla had acquired Bewakoof. So I worked with them in more like a general management role, helped them launch a few businesses and manage that. And that is when also we'll probably touch upon, I decided to do an MBA, etc. And then finally, in the last, before coming here, few months, I touched upon consulting because I realized that that is a field that I want to pursue after. So why not get like a feeling of how consulting feels like before coming to MBA so that I know where I'm headed. So yeah, that has been my journey thus far. What about you, Shivam?
Cool. So I think my journey has been The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost poem, right? Engineering, typical engineering graduate, IT engineering, was good at it, but then decided to do something different. So I got into entrepreneurship very early. At the age of 22, along with my co-founder, we kind of built this food brand called Fooz, which was essentially like a burger brand. We wanted to create like soul food for people, and that was like our objective. So we operated that for around 6.5 years, lots of ups and downs. But I got an opportunity to do everything, right from marketing, customer handling,
Okay.
operations, even like hunting for money, finance, everything, right? So overall, I think that journey was beautiful. But unfortunately, we couldn't, raise funds. Cash flow was becoming tight. Industry as a whole was also becoming very difficult to sustain for us. So then I decided to fold the business. Then I moved into food manufacturing. So that was also an interesting stint. I worked with a company called Aditoff Private Limited, which was a startup in itself. We were manufacturing mithai in frozen format for the Zeptos and the Swiggies of the world. I mean, that was one of the best periods because I used to eat mithai on a day-to-day basis. So, and post
Yet
that,
didn't gain weight.
but what do you say?
Yet didn't gain weight.
No, I did gain weight. It's only
Okay.
after IIMB that I'm focusing on my fitness. But anyway, I think that was so overall. I think my journey has been focused in the food and beverage segment. I absolutely love food and beverage, and in fact, that is the next topic that both of us wanted to discuss: is how did we kind of make this transition into an MBA, right? I
Yeah.
started my business at the age of 22, and then currently I'm 30. Things change in life, priorities change in life. It is about money, but not about money also. It's more about where you want to be in life, right? So for me personally, it was this transition of hospitality, food and beverage, and what I've identified now is consumer products. So I think I like that. I want to be in one of the top leagues in terms of in the FMCG segment as a brand manager, as a category manager, or something like that. So I saw that MBA could really help me and help me pivot into that, right? So that is like my main motivation, right? What is your overall motivation? Is it money, or is it like everything?
No, no, I don't think it's money because we often talk about this in class that all of us were, doing really well in our careers,
Yeah.
great positions, great money, and a lot of us are actually were earning a lot more money than, let's say, the median package, which is visible on the website for IIMB. But I think money is not the factor. The factor is truly learning for me. Um, while I was reaching the leadership positions that I started feeling that the more up you go, the lesser learnings, the potential of learnings you get because you're the one who people are looking up to, right? So I really felt that an MBA, a formal education, can help me get that edge so that I'm ready for next another 10 more years.
Hmm.
Also, from my career perspective, for that matter, I really want to be like a CEO of probably like Walmart or, retail organization, the large ones. Globally. And for that, I need a lot more understanding, a bigger network,
Yeah.
for sure. And also, I realized, like I touched upon, like I want to do consulting. So while I was speaking with a lot of people over LinkedIn and otherwise, I realized that if I want to reach, let's say, the leadership position of the larger organizations, I could either wait, let's say, 10, 12 years, or if I want to, like, fasten that track, I can do an MBA, move to consulting, and probably get to that leadership position, probably like optimistically in 5 years or 7 years, right? So that's just going to help me reduce that timeline for me to reach the goal that I want to reach faster. So these are the pure two motivations from three motivations: learning, network, and to, reach my goal ASAP. So
Very
I
true.
think,
Very true. For me also, somewhere it was that, even though I know my stuff, because I
yeah,
have like a lot of this practical knowledge, how to meet suppliers and how to figure out vendors and like how to just solve, labor issues and like
problem I
real,
had had.
yeah, like those problems, right? But I realized that two things. One is that education is not bad. In India, we kind of label education and learning as, you shouldn't do this startup mindset, especially in the startup world, right? You somewhere kind of label that, hey, you should always be in companies and learn on the job and stuff like that. But I think this taking this 1 year, not as a break, it's not a break at all. I mean, we hardly get time. But sort of a break from corporate life,
Yeah,
gives you that perspective that, hey, maybe I should approach problems in this fashion and that fashion, etc., etc.
correct,
And
correct.
second thing, for me personally, I think because I don't come from a like a credible company, I've never worked in those big firms, right? For me, that's why that that stamp of a good college was kind of important, so that
Yeah,
in the future resumes, if my resume doesn't get filtered out only and only because I don't know
yeah,
what this guy has been doing, right?
correct.
So that was like my primary reason also to do an MBA. But interestingly, what sort of colleges were you looking at when you were like when you had almost decided to do MBA?
Got it. So, I'll tell you, when I thought of the MBA journey, which truthfully I hadn't had in my mind before, unless I really felt the need that I really not need to do it. Uh, I came for an open house in IIM Bangalore. So I lived in Bangalore for the past many, many years. So I came for an open house. That was the first introduction of me to MBA formally. And I spoke to current students and alumni were there, professors were
When was
there.
the open house?
Let me think. I think it was in 2023, somewhere around November, if I'm not wrong. So
Okay.
long time back, long
Long
time back.
time.
Or rather earlier, sorry. I started my GMAT prep itself in August. So it was way before. I think July 2023
2023.
is,
So 1 year ago.
yeah, yeah, what, like, correct.
Okay.
Yes, right. So two years ago almost.
2 years ago.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, before the admission, like a year before. So
Mhm.
yeah, I stumbled upon that. So I came to college and I was totally sold. Like I was like, amazing campus, amazing people, the type of people, the exposure, and trust me, I was sold. And after that, I was only thinking, that if I'm going to do MBA in India, it's going to be IIM Bangalore.
Yeah.
I love Bangalore. I don't want to get out of Bangalore. I just also have this thought that if I stay in Bangalore, I'm not going to just create a network, rather amplify my network. Because
Mm-hmm.
let's say I know 100 people in Bangalore. Now I will know, let's say, another 70 people, maybe out of which 50 will land in Bangalore. So that will just give me amplifier effect that now this 100 will probably become like 500 instead of moving to 200.
Yeah.
So that was my vision of also staying in Bangalore because I love Bangalore. Plus, also, this effect will really help me. Plus, also, the retail industry that I come from has the strongest hold in Bangalore. So it made all from all the aspects, it made sense for me to stay in Bangalore. While definitely my father was like, no, IMA is the place to go because of the rankings, and you know how parents think that rankings are everything. But for me, the entrepreneurial mindset, and the way that people were open when I was speaking with them, that uh, whoever I spoke to were really open to helping. And trust me, few of them helped me through the journey. Like even when I wrote my SOP, this alum Anand really helped me see that and suggest maybe you can think from this perspective, this angle you can put, or these are some of the resources. So I was sold right then, and there was no looking back. While I obviously applied in A, B, and ISB, and I got through ISB, but like I said, I was sold that IMB is the place. No,
Yeah.
no two thoughts about it.
For me also, so I was very sure that I wanted to be in India, right? Because of personal commitments and things like that. Uh, I was very sure that I want to be in India, but before making the decision, I was also sure that I want to be in the top leagues, right? So I
Yeah.
had shortlisted like IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and ISB, right? And only these
Same.
three colleges that I had applied to. Also because I had given GRE, so Calcutta wasn't accepting my scores, right?
Oh,
Yeah, they were taking only GMAT.
crazy.
So I had applied to only these three. I did not have the luxury to attend any open houses or whatever. This was all coming from like personal information, friends and family. Ki college kaisa rahega? How is the culture over there? Probably Reddit articles or some YouTube stuff here and there. So for me, the choice was actually made, right? So if it wasn't for any of these three colleges, I probably wouldn't be doing an MBA right now.
Same, same, same.
So I think having that clarity is very important. And I mean, I'm not trying to say that other MBA colleges are bad or whatever. For me personally, it was very sure that if you want to be in the big leagues, then you have to be around the big leagues, right? And
Yeah,
now that I've come over here, I realize, that the amount of competition that is there, and competition not as in like they want to kill you and stuff like that. It's just,
yeah,
how cutthroat the industry can be. Because if you think you are good, the other person is better than you, right?
right.
So for me, it was that clear. International was not a big parameter for me. But I think to each his own. But
Yeah,
I am enjoying what I got into. But one thing that I was very certain about was going into an executive program, right?
yeah.
The 1 year
Two
program.
years
And
doesn't
I
make
think it's
sense.
the same for you, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah. Actually, that was the reason I didn't go to ISB as well. Even
uh,
though I know it was 1 year, but it doesn't really imitate MBA for executives. It's
mhm,
more still for people who are still early in their career. Like even PGPs here, when we speak to PGPs in IMB, a lot of them are 2 years, 3 years experience. And I think average is somewhere around that, which
yeah,
kind of imitates ISB. So I would rather compare PGP of IMB with ISB PGP, even though it's 1 year versus 2 years. So I think what 1 year executive programs that ABC are offering, be it PGPX or EPGP, whatever you call, is differentiated product. Like I am very sure I wanted to be here because then I will meet people like me who are experienced, who have more understanding of how the real world works. And we're not living in an idealistic world, not like saying something against it, but having an experience really helps for you to understand what's happening in the class, also to immediately say, oh, I can put this information there. Plus also there'll be so much more to learn from people, from their experiences, which we truly are doing, right? Everybody in our class is just so diverse and just like outstanding. Yeah.
yeah. So another topic that I wanted to discuss even before the GRE maths and the SOPs and stuff like that. I think we can cover that in the next episode to come.
Right.
I wanted to understand from you specifically, uh, what do you think about, the intent of coming to an MBA college, right? For me, I think the intent was very clear that I wasn't seeing this from an ROI perspective, right? I think we've
Right.
spent about 35 lakhs into this, and I genuinely wasn't thinking in terms of an ROI perspective. I was thinking in terms of building the network, learning. Uh,
Right.
of course, in the process, you will get a good job also. But for me, it was all of this. What was it for you?
Correct. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you in terms of ROI perspective. I am even ready to say that I might just go back at the same salary, which
Hmm.
ideally all of us are working towards to make otherwise reality.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I'm ready. Like, I don't mind because I know that the returns that I would get in the next 10 years,
Yeah.
I would have never gotten had I not come here.
True.
So just thinking long term, very clearly. So that is one to say learning, like I already said, and I'm very clear. Like network is something that it's actually way more than I had imagined it to be. Truthfully, here, while I had thought network would be like probably like 5 6 people who will be like crazy in the cohort, and I would get to learn a lot. But here it's like the rest 72 people are crazy, and there's just so much to learn that I think 1 year is not gonna be enough. Like we will have to make sure that we like every day, even if we pick one person, it's not gonna be easy. So like clearly my objective was learning, uh, long-term ROI and network.
Nice. Nice. So I have a fun one. So what is that one thing that you were confident about when you joined IIM Bangalore, and one thing that you were nervous about when you were joining IIM Bangalore?
Okay. Um, Confident, like I said, I was very confident that there'll be a lot to learn, which I am already feeling. Like literally, I feel I have no idea about all the 6 subjects that we are learning, and every day, every hour, every 5 minutes, even class is just a lot of learning. So certain about that, and it's just giving me way better results than I had even thought of. What was I nervous about? Would be it was like after working for so many years, how would I actually cope up? I had only heard that the program is very rigorous. And also before coming here, I was doing a lot of uh, taking time for myself, meditation, slowing down in life. So I was really worried, and I spoke to a lot of people and the people who are in the meditation community to say, should I be worried? Like I am now more calm and more like stable. Should I be worried that would I be able to cope up,
Ah,
with that rigor?
yeah,
I was very scared of that.
true.
And I think there's no true answer to that. It's just about like, I know everybody keeps saying that in MBA, you learn the most is organizing skill, and I can truly feel it. Like, I used to think that it's just like a concept, but and I don't think I am struggling because I want to do everything. But otherwise, I think within a month and a half, we've learned a lot in terms of organization skills, where really that every minute we know how a minute feels now.
Absolutely.
So
I
yeah.
mean, to our viewers, we are right now recording. It's 5:25. We're recording this. We just came out of class, and Anshika and I have been fighting with each other that hey, we need to shoot this video for about a week or two, but we just haven't been
Yeah,
gotten the time, right? So
exactly.
I completely agree about the time management aspect, and even I was damn nervous about it.
We're barely sleeping, what, 4 hours, max 5 hours every day? I could not have imagined I can function like that for months together.
Yeah,
But
true.
we are having fun. Yeah.
For me, I was confident about like making friends, right? Because that is the one thing that I'm good at, thanks to
Yeah.
hospitality, right? What I was really nervous about was I came from a very generalist type of role, right? I can do everything. Like I'm that jack of all trades, but like master of none. And when I say master of none, I mean like specialization. right?
Yeah.
Here you meet folks who are like chartered accountants and who have depth of knowledge in one, like tax accounting only, right? You meet
Yeah.
consultants, but consulting in what? In something petroleum or something, right? So I did not, like, I don't know a lot of people who have that kind of specialization in like my friend circle group, right? So that was one thing that I was really nervous about, how people would perceive me, how they would think about me, what, things like that. But I think overall everyone is just nice. 73 people and everyone is super nice. Some people come from like really strong pedigrees of civil services and
IIT, civil services.
IITs and
uh,
people like that. But they
Yeah.
kind of make it easy for you. They don't blatantly, outspokenly talk about what they have gone through. Probably they've gone through like shit that we don't know
Yeah.
about, right? But I think people are very nice over here. So loving it.
Yeah. I think we should also do a session where we just like explain the type of people, because when we say diversity, even when I was on the other side, I was never able to imagine the diversity that is the reality here. So we
True.
should touch base more on that. And
Very
also,
right.
like you said, like, yeah, people are coming from such amazing pedigrees, such amazing places. Like, Sumit was like VP of Goldman Sachs. There's
Yeah.
one guy from civil services, CA. So, but yet everybody is just so helpful. That we know, like for each subject, these guys are like the experts and they're teaching all the time, even though they also have to study for the subject. So the even though competitiveness is there, but it's because of the nature, but at the same time everybody is very supportive and very helpful. You can go to anybody even if it is like 3 a.m. and they would still support you. So that is something that we should talk about more, which is really unique, which doesn't really happen in the industry, truthfully.
Very true. Very true. So I have a last
Yeah.
question before we leave. Uh, so, and it's the question of the year, right? Which is,
Yeah.
why is it executive MBA? Why is it EPGP? Why is a 1 year course not known in the industry, breaking that myth and stuff like that. So just to start off, I think the course is called EPGP in IIM Bangalore. The course is called
Yeah.
GPX in IIM Ahmedabad, right? And of course, there are various names in Calcutta, Kozhikode, Lucknow, Indore. Uh,
Yeah.
but the point of this course is that it's a 12-month rigorous course which compiles a 2 year PGP course, a 2 year standard PGP course. Uh, all of those subjects are basically squeezed into 12 months. Um, and that is why we are sleeping only for 4 and 5 hours. So it's not that you are learning less, right?
Yeah.
It's only that the pace is 10 times faster and you're expected to learn because you are not 21 years old. You are at least 28 to 30 years old, right? Secondly, you get an option to select electives, right? And there, at least at IIM Bangalore, we are allowed, we sit with PGPs and PGPEM folks. So that is amazing, right? And other than that,
Yeah.
we also get an opportunity to travel internationally, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is for anyone who's watching. Executive program at IIM Bangalore is an executive program, but by executive, they mean plus 5 years of work, right? Anything you want to
Yeah.
add, Anjika?
So how I put it when people say, "Oh, you're going for executive program," I say I'm not going for executive program. I'm going for a PGP for executives. We
Ah,
are the executives, and this
love it.
program is for executives,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So instead of thinking it like, "Oh, is it gonna be weekend?" No, bro. Like it's gonna be way rigorous. And like we'll like when we talk to PGPs, whatever they study in like probably 4 months, we're studying in 1.5, 2 months. So it's rigorous, but love it. I think anyway, when we are going back to the industry, we are expected to deliver right away. We're not going to be anymore given 3 months, 6 months to learn, right? And I think the course prepares us really well for that. And we are gaining insights from across. Like you're gonna at the end of the day know anything that happens in accounting to I don't know how economists think to everybody. Like you will have so many insights of how the entire world, how the corporate, how the social sector, everything that works, that you'd be ready for any situation. And I think that's why I say it's PGP for executives, not
Yeah,
executive PGP.
exactly. And myth
Yeah,
number two that I've written is that we don't come on weekends, something that you touched upon. We stay on
yeah,
campus.
on
So,
campus.
I mean, for folks who are watching, Anshika and I are right now in our hostel rooms.
Hostel room, yeah.
We go to the mess for lunch, dinner, and snacks. So
We have
it's
a beautiful
Oh,
balcony.
we have a beautiful balcony. We have an amazing campus. So yeah, we are staying on campus. This is a full-time course. We've left our jobs. We are not working. We have loans on our heads, and that is how that is how we are doing this course. So it's equivalent to a 2-year PGP. It's just that it's condensed into 1 year.
I think you can probably compare it with when you compare US MBA versus, let's say, an INSEAD. So you can say maybe US 2 years is PGP and executive EPGP is INSEAD
Yeah,
for India.
I agree. I agree. Love it.
Perfect.
On that note,
Right. Yes.
I think
See you
it's time
again,
to sign off. Let's see you
yes,
again and hope to bring something
you
new.
guys.
Yeah.
Yes. Hit
Ciao.
us if you know any more information.
Okay.
Perfect. Bye.